everybody. Welcome to the afternoon session here, day one of the 2016 Mayday Mayhem Tournament. My name is Rock Mike.
I am Mamacita.
And we're getting ready for Twin City taking on Winnipeg.
Yes. Before we start, we're going to quickly rhyme off the rosters here. For Winnipeg, we've got 00 Sourpuss, 055 Flemme Fatale, 1107 Scar2B2, 1108 D3PO, 117 Girl Meat, 204 Lex Go, 206 Pain Goodall, 22 Tenacious V, 411 Pint Size Poison, 52 Miss All Behaved, 63 Put It On My Tab, 68 Jackie O'Sassin, 69 Any Position, and number 9 Sinfully Sweet.
And on the charter for Twin City, we've got number 0, Dame Sangra, 19, Little Booty Two Shoes. Number 2, Regina Spector, 2007, Anthrobrologist. Number 22, Tommy Knocker, 28, La Jam Nikita. 30 is Anvil Smasher Nasty. 316, Holy Steamroller. Number 349, M Mortal. 35, Jamiwaki. Number 4, Sasha Smash Mouth. 41, Brass Monkey. 42 is Bubbly Brawler. Number 44, Mitchell Mayhem. Number 67, Natty Slice. Number 69, Black Eye Betty. Number 7, Hooshbag. Number 8, Vile. Number 9, Therapist. And number 93, Tank.
All right, and here we go. Now you'll have to excuse us. We are in front of the jam line, so it may take us a little while to learn all of the jammers' names, but we do have the jammer for Twin City out for lead jam in the first jam of the game.
That is Anthrobrologist number 2007.
She does get through for 4 points, calls off the jam. So starting off the game with 4 points for Twin City, 0 for Winnipeg.
Now, Scar2 beat you jamming for Winnipeg on that one.
All right, now couple quick things to note about these teams. Twin City coming into this tournament ranked number 94, with the most recent release coming in ranked number 81 in the WFTDA. Winnipeg at number 99, so Twin City is the higher ranked team at this point.
It's pretty close, though. So most of the teams in this tournament are all within a pretty close spread.
Yeah, it's nice to see good caliber derby, nice and close. And we have number 7 out for lead jam, number 7 being Hooshbag for Twin City. And let's go free and clear of the pack. But Hooshbag calling off the jam. So far it looks like Twin City's plan is just to get through, get lead, call it off, and not allow any points at all by Winnipeg.
That's right, just kind of one and done, just the whole nickel and dime strategy. Get some quick points up on that board, shut it down real quickly, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and as the higher ranked team, that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to allow any points at all, because any points that Winnipeg scores work against your ratio, and you want to keep that ratio up to increase your rank.
That's right, lots of numbers that go into the entire ranking process. Very convoluted, very difficult to comprehend. I just read the numbers off.
I love it. I love the rankings. And there we go. Put it on your tab. Number 63 out for lead jam for Winnipeg. And it looks like we've got a penalty for number 69, the jammer Black Eye Betty for Twin City. So that puts tab on a power jam for Winnipeg. So here's Winnipeg's opportunity to get some points up on the board.
That's right. So we're only 3 jams in, but the first 2 jams, Twin City got lead jammer and 4 points both times. So Winnipeg definitely needing to strike back real quick here and get what they can put up.
And I mean, I'm pretty familiar with these Winnipeg girls. They're pretty resilient. This is their second time at this tournament, so they should be fairly used to the floors here. I'm not sure if Twin City, I believe this is their first appearance here, so it might take a little bit of time for them to adjust to these floors. I've heard they're quite
If you've never
slippery.
skated on polished concrete before, one, you're missing out on a wonderful, wonderful thing, and 2, it is the most slippery surface you will ever find.
Absolutely.
And it's completely smooth. It's basically like skating on glass.
All right, tab through, scoring 5 points, but Twin City doing a really good job holding her back for a long time. They basically killed that entire power jam.
And Black Eye Betty now made it through her initial pass, ready to score, but jam's called off with 2 more for Winnipeg.
Score sitting at 8 for Twin Cities, 7 for Winnipeg, so it is a 1-point game at this point. Still early, 26.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, so we're just getting started. But
Absolutely.
we've seen a lot here all day on both sides, just a lot of back and forth, which, you know, you get that when you have closely ranked teams playing against each other. So it makes for much more exciting derby to watch. It's certainly more exciting for us to talk about.
I agree. All right, and we have number 67.
Oh. Nettie Slice, Jen, for
That's
Twin
correct.
City.
Sorry,
yeah.
again, I apologize. We can't see the skaters' numbers until they're well into turn 1 here, so kind of going blind.
And Pint-Sized Poison jamming for Winnipeg. She kind of turned halfway back there,
Yeah.
so I saw it.
Nice. And Twin City Jammer out for lead. Pint-Sized Poison right behind her.
Little jammer on jammer foot race. Pint-Sized coming up a little too quickly, forcing that call off, so 0-0 jam.
Yeah, she's tiny and really, really fast, so not surprised she caught up to her there.
Yeah. And just in case there's any confusion, Twin City skating in green, Winnipeg in gray. And we're tweaking our volume levels here. That's the fun part about having the announcer crew that we have. There's so many of us with completely different vocal ranges. So we thank you guys for hanging with us on the feed while we get all the details worked out. And just like that, Anthropologist gets through lead jammer for Twin City.
And we've got Skartu Bichu working her way through. She does get through on her initial pass, but Anthropologist already through, scoring points for Twin City. And she calls off the jam, picking up 3 points.
3, yeah.
Yeah, 3 points for Twin City.
So a little soon to tell just yet, but it looks like both teams are using a 4-jammer rotation here.
Looks like, yep.
So another 5 jams or so, we'll be able to verify that.
I know Winnipeg, I don't know much about Twin City, if I'm going to be honest, but Winnipeg, being from Calgary myself, I've played against the Winnipeg girls in the past, and I know a lot of them pretty well. They've got a pretty consistent roster, and yeah, usually a 4-jammer rotation. And 2 of them are twins.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like I saw Let's Go.
Let's Go is on the jam line, yep. And we've got number 7, Hooch. Is that
Hooshbag.
Hooshbag or Hoochbag?
I believe it is Hooshbag.
Hooshbag.
If we are wrong, the internets will let us know.
Oh, they sure
because
will.
we're paying attention to the Mayday Mayhem Facebook page. So if you want to reach out and talk to us, that's a good way to do it.
Let's Go, working her way up at the front. She's got 3 more to beat. Twin City with a nice bridge out front. And Hooshbag already working her way through, picking up points. Winnipeg losing 1 skater to the penalty box. So that does put Twin City also with a blocker in the penalty box. So we will start with 3 blockers on the track for each team.
Yeah, so 3 on 3 in the pack. Evenly matched, a little bit, short, but
yeah, it's
not
manageable.
that big a deal. So it's even, so nobody really having any kind of advantage over anyone else.
Yeah, at this point, I think penalties are pretty even as well. So penalties can definitely tell the tale as the game goes on, and sometimes that can be the deciding factor.
Yeah, so you definitely want to manage your penalties, especially early on. You don't want to rack up a whole lot at the beginning, which we've seen that happen a few times already today.
All right, so we've got tab jamming for Winnipeg, and number 69, Black Eye Betty, taking lead for Twin City. Now again, Twin City is the higher ranked team. They need about 53% of the points in this game to maintain their current rank, which again is 81. Winnipeg would need about 41% of the points to maintain their current rank. But of course, you do want to improve your rank. That's the whole point of these tournaments. So both teams are going to be working hard to do that. Black Eye Betty calls off the jam, picks up 5 points for Twin City. So score right now sitting at 20 for Twin City, 7 for Winnipeg with 22 minutes to go in the first half.
That's right, and 7 jams in. Twin Cities had lead jammer 6 of those 7. The only time they did was in jam 3 when Winnipeg got it, picking up 7 points. That was their first time scoring.
And it is
Actually,
still early.
only time
But
scoring. Yeah.
it is still early, but Twin City's sitting at about 74% of the points. So right now this ratio is beautiful for Twin City, but again, still lots of game to play here. And Twin City Jammer through for lead jam.
Should be Natty Slice if the rotation holds up, and it is, and it does.
Oh, and Natty Slice going to the penalty box. I didn't quite see the call, but
I would say cutting the track.
there we go. All right, and there we go. Tav had the helmet cover in her hand. She's now through, no lead. So this will go for the full 2 minutes, seeing as the Twin City Jammer is still sitting in the penalty box. So 5 points up for Winnipeg.
I say passive offense right there going into turn 3, so making it very easy for Jammers to get around and catch up to the rest of the pack.
I'm really enjoying seeing the offense from teams now, and none of that sausage derby anymore.
Right. Yeah, no, it's good to see it. I understand holding the pack back, but then, you know, you see your Jammer coming up, you move in, you make a hole.
Well, and penalties are only 30 seconds now, right? So you've got limited amount of time to make that work.
And what would have been a huge apex jump, except for
a
decent slide for the landing.
Our Twin City Jammer trying to work her way through the front there against those Winnipeg blockers. Winnipeg doing a really good job. Payne Goodall recycling her all the way back. Oh,
quick picking up her. Oh, I thought she had it.
Yeah, no, I saw her skate just go over the line. Good call by Pete in your pool there. It's definitely a cut track penalty. So Winnipeg will be starting with a power start. And I believe they're putting out pint-sized poison as their jammer. So score right now sitting at 29 for Twin City, 17 for Winnipeg, 19 minutes to go. There we go, lead jam for pint-sized poison, jamming for Winnipeg. Twin City losing a skater to the penalty box. That's number 19, Little BB Two Shoes. Oh, and Pine Size making that look easy, just skipping her way through the pack.
That nice little zigzag as she gets past those last 3. And picking up 5 points in the process.
All right, we've got Natty Slice back out on the track. She's contending with a full, just as I said that, of course, Winnipeg takes a penalty. So
that's how it works.
3 blockers. And
you say something, the Derby got it. No, not this time. Score very quickly starting to tighten up here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it comes back with right now, but Winnipeg picking up 4 more.
Yeah, Pine Size very enthusiastically calling off the jam. I don't think her jam referee had quite seen her right away. She's very little, so maybe it was hard to see her, but calling off the jam.
Yeah, so that brings us into a 3-point difference here.
Yeah.
Twin City on top by 29, Winnipeg only 3 behind at 26.
Which is really, really great for Winnipeg. That leaves them at about 47% of the points right now. And again, they need about 40% to maintain their current rank, but of course they want to do better.
Anthropologist on the line again, jamming for Twin City.
And Scartu, one of the twins. The other twin is D3PO.
That makes sense.
Both jammers trying to work their way through some pretty effective walls, and it looks like the Twin City jammer does get through for lead jam, but she had to really work for that.
I say good solid walls here, really have kind of been the key I've been seeing all day. If you can contain that jammer, then they can't run away from you. And that forces then just the single passes before the call-offs, and that keeps the scores from running away, so it's easier to come back if you can get a lucky break on a power jam.
Yeah, like I was saying before, sometimes the penalties tell the story. So if you can force a penalty on a jammer specifically, then, and keep doing that, then sometimes that wins the game for you.
Absolutely, then it puts you in control.
Yeah, right now, though, it seems both teams are doing really, really well at keeping their jammers on the track, which is definitely where you want them.
It's kind of hard to score from the penalty box.
Absolutely. So we have number 7 jamming for Twin City. That is Hushbag. And, of course, she's going to the penalty box because I said her name. It's a cut track. Oh, my mistake. It's skating out of bounds penalty. And looks like a Winnipeg jammer gets through, and I believe that's Lex Go.
It is indeed.
Right, and it is no lead, though.
Oh, beautiful apex jump, though. Picking up that full
really
5
good at
points.
those. It's those long legs that she has. She does it all the time. There is no lead, though, so this will be another full 2-minute jam.
And let's go, trying to go around this 2-wall of Twin City defense up at the front of the pack. 1 to clear, coming around turn 3. Picks up that lap point, all 5.
Yep, and Hushbag back on the track. I believe she was sitting on some points prior to going to the penalty box. And Winnipeg holding a very tight tripod formation there.
Yeah,
at the
no
front.
pack call, though. Had to let her go.
Yeah, that nasty no pack call.
That was her initial pass, though.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
So Winnipeg still running the top side of the board here as Let's Go picks up 4 more. And then there's 4 right there for Twin City.
So Winnipeg in the lead now. Oh, and big hit there by Lex Go. Lands her in the penalty box for a back block. So fortunes are kind of turning here. And Hushbag putting up 5 points now for Twin City. So again,
Give us another lead change. Say 2 lead changes in the same jam.
Yeah, it's a 1-point game right now. Winnipeg with 40, Twin City with 41. We've got about 14 minutes to go in the first half of the game. A very low scoring game so far. That means good defense on both sides here.
Yeah, so we've only had 1 jam that had 3 scoring passes in it. Everything else has been 1 or 2. And even the 2s, there's only been 4 of those.
And Winnipeg calling a team timeout here. I always try to figure out what they're talking about on their timeouts.
It's an interesting thing to wonder about. Like, not sure. But we've got everybody here on the pivot line. So I think it's safe to say they're probably not talking about the jammer line. They could be, though.
Not likely, but you're correct.
They might be playing a really deep mental game. Make us think they're talking about something when they're really talking about something else.
Probably talking about maple syrup and poutine.
I'm perfectly all right with both of those things.
I made up a hashtag this morning, by the way, which is hashtag all the gravy. You have no idea what I mean, do you?
I don't. But it involves gravy, so I must know.
Yes, yes. Us Canadians, we like our gravy.
Because gravy is amazing. You don't have to be Canadian to know that. Especially when you're taking on, potatoes and cheese curds and delicious.
All right, so it looks like we're going to get started here. We've got Twin City starting on a power start.
And Winnipeg lining up on the pivot line in gray. Twin City in green just behind them.
That is, I believe, Black-Eyed Betty? Yeah, Black-Eyed Betty.
And she's going to be your lead jammer. So Twin City going to try and increase this 1-point lead they've got right now.
No better way to do that than with a power jam. I've noticed different styles that these 2 teams have. It looks like Winnipeg is a little bit more aggressive with their offense on power jams, and Twin City seems to kind of hold back a little bit. Beautiful apex jump once again by Lex Go.
Flying across.
Yeah, she will take it every time if you give her that line, so you've got to watch for her.
I should probably cover 2/3 of that distance.
like a gazelle. All right, so it's a 5-point game now. Still really, really close. 13 minutes to go in the first half. Winnipeg sitting at 40, Twin City at 45. I kind of feel like this is going to be the story of the game, going back and forth, super close and super exciting. So stay tuned.
That's right. It's just the constant back and forth that really keeps it interesting. Both teams keep pushing. That's where your defense really starts to come into play too, because if you can hold those jammers back, that's what's going to keep the scores down.
Yeah, Winnipeg doing a really good job working from a kind of like a diamond or circle formation into a tripod with a safety. Working really well for them. They're really holding back that Twin City jammer. Meanwhile, Tab through for lead, picking up points already. 5 points up on a grand slam.
Yeah, Natty Slash trying to get up in the middle of this pack here, but Winnipeg all over her, just keeping her stuck at the back.
Tab already back in the pack, picking up more points.
And so she's got a couple to get through, shoots around the outside.
Yeah, Twin City losing a blocker on a multiplayer block, which allowed her to get through for 5 more points. Winnipeg's defense still holding back Natty Slice. I don't think she's gotten through at all yet, and again being recycled. So 5 more points up on the board for Winnipeg, another grand slam.
Go ahead and say another lead change earlier.
Yeah, and we have a cat pass here to number 4. That is Sasha Smashmouth. But Winnipeg calling off the jam. So 3 more points up for Winnipeg on that one, and big 0 for Twin Cities. So Winnipeg with a really, really successful jam there, up to 58 points to Twin Cities 45.
Yeah, so 18 points on that jam.
Yeah. Is that, that's probably the highest scoring jam of the entire
It is, yeah.
first
So
half,
previously to that, we had a 14-point jam, which again came from Winnipeg.
All right, so.
Yeah, Twin City has not scored more than 9 points in a single jam.
Wow. Oh, Pint-Sized Poison squeaking through there, picking up lead jam. Payne Goodall on the way to her to the penalty box. And looks like Sourpuss had to let
Anthropologist.
I really like that name. Had to let her go. Oh, and Pint-Sized Poison. I think she did. She managed to squeeze out 2 points there. Calls out the jam. Nice move on the inside there. Just a quick little rotation of the hips. That's all you need, is just to pass the opponent's hips. Picked up 2 points and called it off.
Yeah, Winnipeg's starting to edge ahead here percentage-wise.
Definitely. I mean,
I'm going to say like 62%.
I will let you know in just a second here. 57. Close. Very close. I have a calculator though, so I'm cheating.
It's okay.
Nice work by Skartivici, just spinning around the outside there, picking up lead jam for Winnipeg. It looks like Hushbeg also getting through on her initial pass.
Jammers about half a lap apart. Twin City in the front of the pack trying to keep it moving ahead. Nobody wanted to be a point, and no one was a point. 0-0 on this jam.
Yeah, and Skartu holding up one finger. She thought she had earned 1 point there, but her jam ref disagrees. So 0-0.
Yeah, and tie always goes to the jam ref. So
yep, the refs always win.
Yeah. You can challenge it.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes in a close game, it might be worth it. You know, you do get one official review per half, but clearly the Winnipeg coach didn't feel it was necessary to challenge that 1 point. So
yeah, so you're currently up by 15. You can let one go.
Yeah. So we've got Lex Go jamming for Winnipeg up against number 69 Black Eye Betty for Twin City. So again, Winnipeg with that really tight formation, that, you know, kind of circle, diamond, whatever you want to call it, formation. Very, very effective though. They're very, very good at recycling.
Yeah, so it's nice because with it being, you know, roundish,
Exactly.
you've got a lot more directions you can move in.
And it looks like it worked. It was effective. It did cause a cut track penalty, or track cut penalty, my mistake. I've been a player for many, many years, so I still call it a cut track penalty.
And Winnipeg with a star pass to D3PO. So we're going to go the full 2 minutes on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently that was the droid they were looking for after a successful star pass. Steps right over the last bit of that apex, picking up 5 more.
So yeah, Winnipeg starting to pull ahead just a little bit here. This is the biggest point spread we've seen, in the whole game so far. But again, we still have another full half after this. So
Yeah, power jam situation over.
and D3PO is scoring another. I believe that was 4 points on that one. Just squeaked around the outside there. Nice work by Sourpuss, pushing number 69 to the outside there, recycling her all the way to the back.
Yeah, Black Eyed Betty
Yeah.
now.
And D3PO pushing Black Eyed Betty out. I think she's trying to.
She's
eat
trying
the
to drag and
baby.
drop her
Yeah,
all the way
yeah,
back
yeah.
around. Black Eyed Betty not falling for it, though.
No.
It's the fun part. It's, you try and drag that other jammer back, but as soon as I realize, oh, hey, no, I don't have to go.
Absolutely. I think some newer teams, newer jammers fall for it, but clearly Black Eyed Betty has some experience. She
No,
knows that
she knows
she
better.
does not have to do that. She does not have to skate.
It's like, no. I know we all got up early in the morning, but you got to get up a little earlier than that if you want to get one past Black Eyed Betty. Yeah, 15-point jam for Winnipeg on that one.
Yeah, and Twin City very smartly calling a timeout. It's needed, clearly, at this point. I mean, it was, a 1 to 5 point game for the first probably 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
And
now
just
they're down by 30.
Yeah, within the last couple jams here, it's completely turned around for them. So definitely need a breather. Their coach needs to talk to them and get something figured out about how to get through that Winnipeg defense.
Yeah, just running it by the numbers. Winnipeg putting up some pretty decent-sized jams here. 15 on this last one. Last big jam they had 3 jams prior to that. They put up 18. 14, 2 jams before that. So a few big high-scoring jams has really stretched this out for them.
And some of those have been on power jams, but not
Yeah.
all of them. I mean, some of it has just been Winnipeg's defense seems to be a little bit stronger as of right now. They're doing a really good job of holding those jammers and recycling them over and over.
Twin City looking to push back here. Anthropologist trying to fight her way through the entire Winnipeg defense.
Oh, and Tab is working her way around the outside. She's got one more to beat. She does get through. It looks like Tab picked up the lead on that one.
Just squeaked through in front.
Yeah, but Anthropologist is in front of her, though not the lead jammer.
Yeah. Say it's flat track, not bank track.
Yeah.
Once you have lead, you keep it. It's not whoever's in front.
So score still sitting at 75 for Winnipeg, 45 Twin City. About 5.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Our third scoreless jam of this game so far.
All right, and we've got pint-sized Poison. I can't quite see who's out there jamming for Twin City, but we'll let you know in just a second.
The following the rotation should be Hooshbag.
Yeah,
And it is.
There you go. Pint-sized Poison lead jam for Winnipeg. Douchebag also out of the pack on her initial. Pint-size has got about half a track advantage on her, though. Sourpuss coming in for some offense for her jammer. Pint-size putting up 3 points, but Hooshbag did squeeze out 2 points of her own. It's a risky move sometimes coming into the pack like that and just waiting that extra second to call it.
Yeah.
Some of those jammers are really, really fast and they can,
So they
sneak through.
put on the gas.
Yeah.
And you got to be looking at the penalty box, too, when something like that comes up, because all they have to
Absolutely.
do is pass one, And then they get those not on the track points
Yeah.
to go with it.
Yep. All
Official
right.
timeout being taken. I'm going to verify some numbers here, make sure everything is correct.
We hope you guys are all enjoying the live feed. I think 10 to 15 bucks, really, really great deal for the amount of games that you're getting this weekend. I mean, I know
You said
there's
the number was what, 45?
crazy. It's crazy. There's a lot of derby going on this weekend. Got a couple more today, then all day tomorrow, all day Sunday, and the winners get a belt.
Yes.
So exciting. It's like a wrestling belt.
It's fantastic. And that's for the men's and women's teams.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, number 69, Black Eye Betty, jamming for Twin City. She does pick up lead. Winnipeg Jammer taking off the helmet cover. Nice little jump
R2
there.
beat you?
Nope, Scar 2, yes, Scar 2.
Scar 2.
Some big hits happening out there. Sometimes I like seeing those games where a little bit more hitting, a little bit more like old school derby. 'Cause a lot of it is very positional.
And Bubbly Brawler definitely bringing those hits in.
Yes.
Black Eye Betty picking up 5 on that last pass.
Oh, and Scar 2 beat 2 going to the penalty box on a cut track penalty. So this is Twin Cities' opportunity to kind of even up the score a little bit. Right now sitting at 78 for Winnipeg, 52 for Twin City. But Twin City starting on the power start with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half of the game.
And Twin City down by 26. So with a power jam start, they could, if they really get 15, 20 points on the board in this jam, if they can get out in front quickly.
Yeah, it's not unheard of to score, 20, 30 points in one jam. It does take a lot of communication and very, very good offense from your blockers, but it's not impossible.
So 3-on-3 in the pack as Hushback gets around the outside. Lead jammer. Currently the only jammer on the track.
Any position being goaded at the back of the pack here, allowing Hushbeg to come through, pick up 5 more points for her team.
Nice cut to the inside there, getting around.
It looks like Scar 2 is standing in the penalty box. Should be out here any minute, and there she comes. But, big hit up at the front there. That was Jackie O'Sassin taking out Hushbeg, recycling her all the way to the back of the pack. And Scar 2 through on her initial pass, so Hushbeg still does have the advantage here.
That's going to be good for 5. She's going to go and call it. Smart move as Scar 2 coming up towards the back of that pack.
Yep. So there we go. 62 Twin Cities, 78 for Winnipeg. 2 minutes to go in this first half.
Time for 1, maybe 2 more jams.
Yeah,
If
so
things go well for Twin City, they can still tie it up.
absolutely. I mean, this is going really well for Winnipeg, I would say, at this point. Like I said previously, they need about 40% of the points in order to maintain their rank. But at this point, they're looking like if they keep this up, they could definitely climb up the rankings a little bit. And I mean, they still got the full weekend to play as well. Let's go out for lead jam for Winnipeg. Looks like Natty Slice, my apologies, still stuck in the pack here. Oh, and it looks like there is a penalty, a high block penalty on Lexco. So again, Twin City on the power jam.
Yeah, another break coming here late in the half. Chance to try and even things up a bit. Makes her way around the outside without too much difficulty, picking up 5.
Yeah, I think that's one of the first times I've seen Winnipeg's defense not really be effective on the front there. Even on power jams, they've been fairly effective so far. So, yeah, interesting.
So we will go the full 2 minutes on this one. There's another 5 for Natty Slice. Was going to bring us to within 6.
Yeah, and let's go back on the track as well. Trying to squeak through the outside, but being drawn back by number 4, Sasha Smashmouth.
Natty Slice forced hard to the outside coming out of turn 4. Entire pack starts moving backwards, so she's got a little bit of ground to cover before she can come back in.
Oh, and this time, I believe a cut track being called on the pivot. Sasha Smashmouth. So it's one less blocker out there for Luxco to work her way past. Meanwhile, Natty Slice still stuck behind that tripod of Winnipeg blockers. She burned them once. I think they're like, I don't think so.
Not again.
Not again, lady.
But she manages to get around on the outside. And picks up 5 more.
So there we go. It's once again a really close game. 5 points separating the two teams going into half. Wow.
And then there's 2 additional for
couple more. There we
Winnipeg.
go. Oh, and we have an official review, so hold tight because things could change. So as of right now, unless points get challenged, there's 84 points for Winnipeg, 77 for Twin City going into the half, and we'll see what happens here with this official review. But that leaves Winnipeg with about 52% of the points right now. So again, needing 40%, that's amazing for Winnipeg at this point. And if they can keep it up, it's a great start to the weekend for them.
So I'm fairly certain that we are going to be challenging points here. Since that's the biggest contention here right now, especially with this being as close as it is.
Yeah, every
And
point
I do
counts.
see an update here, Winnipeg getting, I think, 2 points that were assessed on that last pass added to the scoreboard now.
Yeah.
So 7 points. Still very close.
Yeah.
That's one single jam can tie this up.
Yeah, and again, with jammer penalties coming into play, you never know. And either team could take it at this point. So second half is going to be good.
The challenge is they're looking for the leaping contact. They're looking for it to be upgraded to a gross misconduct. After discussion, it was decided that it's not. Leaping contact.
All right, so for that challenge, they were looking to have a gross misconduct penalty assessed for a leaping contact. After review, the call or no call, as it is, on the track stands. So no change.
Yeah.
Everything continue exactly as it was.
Definitely a good time to use your review right at the end. I mean, I'm not sure of the intention of Twin Cities coach there, whether just to try and get one of the jammers removed from the game. But I mean, you get one official review per half, right? You might as well use it. And I mean, it definitely could have looked that way to them from that angle. So, but the refs disagreed.
Yeah.
So
That's it. And the refs are looking for things like, egregious contacts. Whether it's egregious, whether it's reckless. And part of it, when you're just making the apex jump, flying through the air like that, there have been a few rules changes over the last couple of years, adjusting that various different ways. And with where it's at right now, I think it's probably in a good position.
yeah, I think it was a good call by the refs there, a good non-call. Yeah. So
Sometimes no call is the best call.
So a halftime score officially 84 for Winnipeg, 77 for Twin City. We will be back in just a few minutes here. I'm Mamacita,
I'm Rock the Mike.
and we will see you soon. All right, we are back. Just about to get started with the second half of the game. We've got Winnipeg sitting at 84 right now, Twin City at 77. I am Mamacita, and with me.
I am Rock to Mike.
And again, if you're just joining us now, the higher seeded team coming into this is actually Twin City, sitting at 81 WFTDA rankings. Winnipeg sitting at 99. So Winnipeg right now pulling off 52% of the points, which is phenomenal for them. So Twin City is going to have to work really hard here. They need 52% of the points themselves just to maintain their current rank. So it is going to have to, they're going to have to work pretty hard here. I believe they are starting on a power start, and if I'm not mistaken, that is Black Eye Betty out on. No, I lied.
Anthrobrologist.
I lied. I'm a liar.
They changed the rotation on us.
They did. All right, Anthropologist through for lead jam. Here we go. Now her blocker's just kind of sitting back, letting her do the work. And oh, it looks like she is actually headed to the penalty box herself on a back block penalty. So that is going to mean that Lex Go is released. And now Winnipeg is on a power jam. All right, Lex with one more to beat, and she does. So there is no lead as the lead jammer is in the penalty box. So this will go for the full 2 minutes.
Yes, and none of those would have counted for points if A, it was her initial pass, and B, with that, the helmet cover off, she was an inactive jammer.
Winnipeg with a nice sweep from the inside, getting their jammer almost through. She's got one more at the front, number 4. That is Sasha Smashmouth, who draws her all the way back. Meanwhile, we've got Anthropologist through, out of the penalty box and through for 4 points. So again, this is a 2-minute jam. Let's Go working really hard. Looks like Missile trying to provide some offense for her, but has to get back to defense because Anthropologist is back through, just ping-ponging her way through that pack. Back through for, I believe, 5 points. That is a grand slam. Lex Go still struggling there. She's got one more, and she does get through. 5 points up for Lex as well.
So that was the full 2 minutes on that one.
Interesting start to the second half. So now we've got a 3-point game. So it's been fairly close the entire game. Winnipeg did pull ahead a little bit. I believe they were up 26 points.
Yes.
At one point, but Twin City clearly is not going to let that happen. They're coming in and they're playing hard for this win in the second half.
I said so much in the first half too, especially with somebody you've never faced before. You have to kind of feel them out,
Absolutely.
find out where their strengths and weaknesses are, and then
Yeah.
you go into halftime and adjust. And only having the 5-minute halftime, that's not a lot of time to make those adjustments. So you have to have that conversation very quickly.
Yep.
And really maximize your time.
Douchebag through for a lead jam. And I believe that is Tab. Yeah, Tab's got the most points scored in one jam so far in the first half of the game.
If memory serves, that was 18 points.
Oh, so that jam, again, it's risky sometimes when you wait that extra second or two to call off the jam. So Twin Cities jammer put up 3 points, but Winnipeg's jammer managed to get 2. So really all that work for 1 point. In a super close game like that, you don't want to give up any points, especially being the higher seeded team. You want to try and keep the opposing team to 0 if you can.
Yes, I mean, they've had some, only 2 points out, but that's still a very, very narrow margin.
Absolutely.
There's no room for error whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Pint-sized Poison out there jamming for Winnipeg. Oh, but Natty Slice sneaks through the inside, gets lead jam. Pint-size also out on her initial pass. And Twin City with the pack advantage right now.
And Natty Slice coming up on the back of the pack, about 10 feet out, working her way in. It's a solid Twin City wall. Just kind of bounces
Yeah,
off.
Pint Size tried to come in with a little butt block there, but knocked right down by the Twin City blockers.
Natty Slice with some of the fanciest footwork we've seen here today, like spinning around almost uncontrollably, popping up on her toe stops to regain control.
Sometimes
Did a full
it's those-
720.
Yeah, those tiny little jammers sometimes amaze me with their footwork and what they can do there. There we go. 4 points up for Winnipeg. So still a 2-point game right now. 93 for Twin City. Oh, there we go. Those
Yeah,
other
there's
points
5
went
more.
up there. There we go. So 98 for Twin City, 95 for Winnipeg. 25 minutes to go in the game. It's a 3-point game, folks. That's super exciting. This whole weekend so far, I mean, there's maybe been one game, maybe two, in the men's division where there's been a little bit more of a score differential, but yeah, all of them have been super exciting and super close. So 3 points, it's still anybody's game right now.
Yeah, and so that was a lead change too.
There's been a few of those this game. We should keep track.
You should.
Oh,
There's
big
been at least
hit.
4. I know that much.
Nice work by Sourpuss there. She took out the anthropologist and forced her all the way back. And Scar 2 does squeak through there. I believe, she is lead jammer for Winnipeg.
Yeah, she took a pretty big hit from Regina Spector. I think
Yeah.
it gave her the extra bit of momentum she needed to just sail up that inside line and get clear of that pack.
Sometimes that's all you need is you just, you get bumped, and instead of being bumped to the side, they bump you forward.
Yeah.
So,
Just roll with it.
and that she did. Oh, and Scar 2 manages to stay in bounds there. Calls off the jam, puts up 5 more points for Winnipeg. That was a close one. I thought I had seen her almost go over,
Yeah.
but
Nope. In.
she stayed in, so she's good.
And there's another lead change for us. Now Winnipeg
Wow.
back on top.
And still only a 2-point game, and it's intense.
And Winnipeg now lining up in front on the pivot line in gray. Twin City about 6 feet back in green.
And we've got Lex Go in the gray jamming for Winnipeg, and Hushbag out for lead jam for Twin City.
And Hushbag with a quick course correction there, able to jump to the inside, gets out in front for that lead jammer status. But Lex Go only about 2/3 of a lap behind her.
Nice moves there by Hushbag. She saw just an inch on the inside there, and that's all she needs. She's got quick feet, a lot of speed, so worked out to her advantage, puts up some points, calls it off, and again, another lead change.
Yeah.
So, and still only a 2-point game, so.
That's 3 jams in a row we've had a lead change.
Yeah.
I'm starting to track them now.
Are ya?
This is getting way too exciting.
So 22 and a half minutes to go in the game. We've got, I believe that's Tab. Put it on your tab, jamming for Winnipeg. Gets forced to the outside by number 2, Regina Spector. Jumps back in, gets lead jam. Meanwhile, Twin City Jammer still stuck in the pack. Winnipeg is really good at the recycling, I've noticed. Oh, and Tab just squeaks through the inside, no one saw her.
I say Black Eyed Bet is still trying to make her way through. And right there, she completes the initial pass, but not before Tab put those 5 up. And again, lead change.
Yep. And Tab very smartly calling off the jam when she got forced to the outside.
And 3 more for Tab. So now 6 points. We might not have a lead change this next jam.
No, but it's still
But
only
we
6
still might.
points. Yeah, it's lots of time for that to happen. 21 minutes to go in the game. Winnipeg 108, Twin City 102. Anyone's game.
And I see Point Size Poison on the line for Winnipeg.
Yeah, very consistent, I find, Pint Size Poison, and very, very clean jammer from what I've noticed.
And Natty Slice on the line for Twin City. And 2 very effective jammers here.
Yeah.
This jam really could go either way, but right now it's going Natty's way.
Yep, she does get lead jam. Got recycled a little bit there, but managed to get back out and is on her way back to the back of the pack for a scoring pass. Meanwhile, Pint Size is, oh, Pint Size trying to take out Natty Slice.
And Natty Slice almost held on to it. Took the
Yeah.
initial hit, got spun around, stuck the landing, but then got tripped up.
Her footwork is pretty phenomenal. Again, at the front there, you know, almost getting taken out, but managed to hold on. Looks like she's having some issues with her toe stop. Might be loose on one of her skates there.
Considering the hit she took and how she came around it, I'm not surprised.
All right, we've got a cat pass. Winnipeg has passed the star to Tenacious V, number 22, their pivot. But Twin City calling off the jam, picking up one more point.
So we don't have a lead change, but we have a
my
tie.
Goodness. This is, I think, the first tie game I've seen all day today, so that is super exciting. Wow, so two very, very evenly matched teams, clearly. I mean, it's been back and forth all game. Now it's tied.
It's been a great game to watch so far this entire time, especially now in the second half when it's staying so close.
Yeah, I think it might come down to penalties and conditioning at this point, because both teams, despite the, you know, the small gap in the rankings, are very, very evenly matched. So
Scartu beat you
yeah.
out in front first. Hushbag about a third of a lap behind and gaining quickly. Scartu trying to get through the pack, finds that inside line, shoots through.
Oh, but Twin City Jammer picking up 2 points of her own. So really, it's a net of 2 points on that one for Winnipeg. So again, we've got a 2-point game and another lead change.
Yep.
We should just record that and play it over and over. We're going to be saying that a lot, it seems.
Lead change. Lead change. Lead change. Lead change. In 6 jams, we've had 5 lead changes.
Wow. So let's go jamming in the gray for Winnipeg, and I believe that is Hushbag in the green jamming for.
Hushbag was the last one.
Oh, right,
Anthropologist.
anthropologist. My mistake. Again, we apologize. We can't see the jammers from where we are until they're.
So let's go. Getting a cutting the track penalty.
Track, yes. Now, Let's Go, normally a very clean jammer for Winnipeg, but she has been to the box a few times already this game.
And Anthropologist, your lead jammer.
And on a power
So
jam.
Twin City setting up for another lead change right here.
Oh, and Anthropologist now heading to the penalty box. It looks like there was a back block penalty.
Yep.
Back block against number 22, Tenacious V. So she will sit, and Let's Go will be released.
And it's going to be almost the full 30 seconds.
So Let's Go signaling to her blockers
So,
there
yeah.
to get in there for some offense, help her score some points.
Let's Go says, let's go.
There we go. Nice work by Let's Go. Tiptoeing along the inside there, picking up. Oh, no points. My mistake. Initial pass. Initial. I got ahead of myself.
But she's working on points now. Up in the middle of it, trying to find her way around as Anthropologist gets out of the box, working her way around the track. Half a lap to catch up to everybody.
Yeah, and a full 2-minute jam. Again, that's happened a lot this game as well.
Yeah, we only got about 20 seconds left in it, though. So not a whole lot of time for either team to do much.
Oh, Anthropologist does get through 4 points on the board, and let's see what Let's Go can pick up. About 6 seconds left to go in
So
this jam.
One lead change.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe
go with an
time.
opportunity to put another one up on here.
Oh, and Anthropologist squeaks out 2 more points on that one. Let's Go putting up 5. So let's look at the score. It is a 1-point game. Holy smokes.
And that was the second lead change in that jam. Winnipeg on top by 1 now.
Wow. Wow. I think this might be the best game I've seen so far all day. I mean,
it's one thing when you're back and forth jam for jam.
yeah.
But to go back and forth in the same jam. And it's not the first time that's happened here either.
No. Oh, Tab almost making it through there, but getting recycled by the Twin City blockers.
Black Eyed Betty, same story.
Same story, yeah.
Almost makes it up to the front, but gets sent
Payne
into the
Goodall
infield.
sucks her all the way back. And there we go, Tab through for lead jam. That took almost a full 30 seconds.
So Winnipeg trying to hold on to this lead here.
Oh, and it looks like Twin City headed to the penalty box. The jammer headed to the box on a cut track penalty as well as the pivot. So, again, Winnipeg on a power jam. Of
They're
course,
not
just
going
as
alone,
I say
though.
that, just as I say that, we have Tab headed to the penalty box. I didn't see the call on that one. It is on the other side there, so we missed the call, but being released right away. There we go, Winnipeg coming in, playing a little bit of offense for their jammer. Oh, big hit, but she bounces right back up, puts up 5 points for Winnipeg. And Twin City Jammer is back on the track. Pass the star to Regina Spector.
So Regina Spector taking a big hit from Payne Goodall there, forcing her out, having to recycle back around.
Payne Goodall, tiny, tiny little blocker, but so effective.
I say just doing hitting drills with the skaters from my home league, you'd be amazed
Oh, yeah.
at how much force someone that tiny can put
Yeah.
out. Like, I'm huge. I'm 6'4". I weigh close to 315, and I've had like 85-pound skaters knock me over.
Yeah, oh
Where
yeah.
I'm standing in sneakers, and they're on skates.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Back home, I'm from Calgary, and back home, the Calgary All-Stars, we have a skater, Novel Blonde. She's just a tiny little thing, all muscle, but she can pack a punch. So definitely hear you on that one.
I said so much of it just comes down to having the right approach, getting in low, learning when to snap those hips, and just having the proper technique for it.
Absolutely. All right, so score is sitting at 126 Winnipeg, 116 Twin City. Wow, and that jam got called up before it even started. Seems to be a little bit of confusion here. I believe they'll
We may or may not reset that one.
possibly, an official review.
Okay.
That's what I thought, yeah. Winnipeg waiting till the last second there to call their official review. So 13 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get one of the officials here to let us know what the review is afterwards.
Yeah, say with the 13 minutes remaining, Winnipeg on top, 126 to 116.
So 10 points, but I mean, that's nothing.
No.
Right? So it might seem
Very
like a lot
close.
when it's been, 1-2 points here and there. But remember, again, Winnipeg was up 26 points at one point in the game in the first half, and Twin City came right back. So still, I know we keep saying it, but really anybody's game at this point. I'm really impressed by both of these teams, actually. I had never seen Twin City prior to today. Winnipeg I've seen a number of times, but yeah, both teams, very, very effective defense, effective offense, very, very quick, agile jammers, and just smart play on both teams, so good coaching.
Yes, and I'd have to actually run the math on it, but it looks like we're averaging around 6 or 7 points a jam,
Wow.
for the course of the game here. So it's staying very tight. This 10-point gap, I mean, in 2 jams, it will be gone.
Right.
Either somebody's going to pull ahead, or we're going to tie this up, or we're going to have another lead change. I'll say with how closely these two teams have been playing,
Yeah.
I don't see that 10-point lead standing for very long at all.
And kudos to Winnipeg. Again, like Twin City is coming in the higher seeded team. Twin City sitting at about 48% of the points right now. They need 52, almost 53% to maintain their current rank. So Winnipeg doing a really great job. They're exceeding expectations right now based on rankings and all of that. So yeah, I mean, still time for Twin City to turn this around and hopefully win the game and meet the expectations to maintain their rank. But Yeah, Winnipeg seems to be um, maybe pulling ahead a little bit.
And so Winnipeg was looking for a misconduct penalty there that didn't get assessed. There was someone who saw the action, so if you can't see it, you can't call it.
Fair enough.
That's one of the things with the rules, the way they're written.
And
You
it's
you
fair. I
can't
mean,
call it unless you actually specifically see it and know what happened.
exactly. I think that's a very fair rule. All right, pint size poison jamming for Winnipeg. Can't quite see who the jammer is just yet for Twin City, but
Should be Natty Slice.
I believe so, just based on the bouncing around. I see she's very, very good on her toe stops. And yes, that is Natty Slice.
There we go. We're on top of this.
Yeah, we got this.
It only took us 45 minutes, but we got it. And Natty Slice getting a cutting the track penalty.
But
So
Twin
Winnipeg with
City
a power
doing
jam.
a really good job so far of holding back pint-sized poison. That hasn't been very easy to do throughout the game, as pint-size has been very, very effective. But at this point, Natty is just sitting down, and Twin City running pint-sized poison back yet again. So very, very effective defense on this power play.
Yeah, so you just got to kill the penalty time, and so far so good. I imagine Pine Size is probably getting pretty tired at this point.
Oh yeah, and again getting knocked to the infield and recycled to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Natty already standing in the penalty box and will be released here fairly
There
soon.
she goes.
So very, very excellent and effective defense there by Twin City.
Yeah, completely killed that penalty time.
Oh, and it looks like we've got a cap pass to number 9, Sinfully Sweet from Winnipeg. Smart move by Winnipeg, passing the cap there, hopefully forcing the call. Oh, you know what? They can't force the call
Nope.
because there's no lead.
That's right, because we're going the full 2. Between the cutting the track penalty and the pass.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's been a lot of 2-minute jams this game already. So 4 points up on the board for Natty Slice. Sinfully Sweet still trying to work her way through there. She does pick up 3 points for Winnipeg. So still a very close game with 11 minutes to go. Winnipeg just bumping it up to 129. Twin City, I believe, should be up. Oh no, they did get their 4 points.
Yeah,
so
so that's
120.
right. So yeah,
Yeah,
we
so
went from 10 point to 9.
yeah, so all that work for 1 point, really.
Very hard fought 1 point
Oh
game.
yeah, absolutely. All right, here we go. We've got Skartu Bichu jamming for Winnipeg and Hushbeg jamming for Twin City. Hushbeg being recycled there by Jackie O'Sassin. And Skartu trying to get through the tripod of Twin City blockers at the front. But
Hushbag gets around.
Yeah, nice moves. Skartu right behind her. Maybe a quarter track separating the two skaters. Oh, Hushbag, nice move. Gets through, but
Oh,
Yeah.
not quite fast enough on the
not
call
quite.
off.
That's happened a few times this game, and it's happened to both teams. So it's not, you know, that one team is making the mistake more than the other team. They're both making that same mistake. So jammers maybe need to be a little more aware, because I mean, you want to put up 3 points and have them get 0.
It's like you almost have to call it off before you get to the
Yeah,
pack, so
almost.
that as you're passing it, that fourth whistle blows.
So score sitting at 123 for Twin City, 131 Winnipeg, 9.5 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, so now we're down to an 8-point differential.
Yeah,
We're just knocking it down a point a
chipping
jam.
away, but 9 minutes to go, so they've got to hustle and get it done.
Let's
Let's
go
go.
coming through lead jammer, but anthropologist out in front of
Yeah,
her.
got a little jammer race.
Lex now back in front.
Oh, and Twin City picking up the pace. They're trying to prevent Luxco from scoring points, but really, I mean, when you're down points, maybe not the greatest plan, because you're also preventing your own jammer from getting any points by picking up the pace. So And then Let's Go calls off the jam. So 0-0 for that jam. And it looks like, yeah, Twin City taking a timeout. Very well timed timeout. I think they need it right now. Um, you know, they're behind in points. They are the higher seed, so not quite meeting the expectation to maintain their rank at this point. So I think they need to just kind of regroup and hopefully come out strong for the last 8.5 minutes to get the W.
Yes, that also gives them a chance to catch their breath. I mean, that last jam, pack speed was definitely moving.
Yeah, and I mean
Everybody
the
going.
altitude here
Yeah.
too, right? I mean people forget that I don't know exactly how high up from sea level we are, but I know the Winnipeg girls are definitely feeling it.
Yeah, I want to say we're about 7,000 feet.
Like
I'm
it's
going to
pretty
look that
high
up
up.
right now.
Yeah, good call. And I mean, I'm not sure where Twin City is. They're from Champaign, Illinois. I'm not sure what the elevation is there, but I know that a lot of the teams here do struggle with the elevation, at least on the first day. You know, once you're here for a couple days, you kind of acclimatize a little bit more. But
We're not that high. 4984. We're just under 5,000 feet.
That's pretty high.
Eh. I live at 6,200. This isn't bad. But yeah, so if you're not used to altitude,
Yeah.
coming in on this polished concrete floor, which
Well,
is very slippery.
The Ontario girls, I know for sure, are feeling it, and the girls from Australia as well. So, and here we go. All right, so
Looks like Hooshbag. It is Hooshbag.
yeah, and Tab. Hooshbag through for lead jam. Tab still stuck at the back there. And again being recycled by Tommy Knocker. Tommy Knocker thought she had forced a cut track penalty on her, but oh, and you know what? She did. She did. One of the other Twin City skaters had dropped back. Tab did not see her. Came in front of her, got the cut track. So 5 points up for Hooshbag. She is on the power jam. Very, very good timing on this. They're, a couple points behind. I think this might be if she can get through it and pick up those points, then we might have another lead change.
Yeah, so we were already within 3.
Yeah.
There's plenty of opportunities. 1.
Oh,
So picking up at least 2. There's 3.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Tie game.
Wow, second tie game so far. So both teams sitting at 131 apiece.
Just over 7 minutes. Like, this is way too close to call.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be too close to call until
the last second of the game.
I say even going to the last jam, it's still going to be back and forth.
Yeah. So we have Twin City on a power start, but Tab coming out like a rocket and trying to work her way through. One more to beat. She's through on her initial.
But she's about a half a lap behind the anthropologist. Anthropology, a very difficult field. Takes a long time to get in it, but she picks up 5 points, calls off the jam.
There we go. So lead change. 136 Twin City, 131 Winnipeg. So a 5-point game. Wow.
And
I don't think it's over yet.
No, not
I
even
think
close.
there may still be a few lead changes in the last 6 minutes here. So
we've got at least 5 more jams. I'm going to say at least 3 more lead changes.
all right, we've got, I believe that's Natty jamming for Twin City, trying to work her way past the last blocker there.
It is indeed. She gets out.
I really like this matchup of Pine Size Poison and Natty Slice. That's they're both very, very tiny and both very, very agile. Number 2, Regina Spector coming in, playing some offense for Natty.
Yeah, really doing a good job trying to open some holes up, creating some different options as far as paths to get through the pack.
Oh, and looks like Sourpuss dropped back. She thought she had forced the cut penalty, but nothing was called. So 5 points up on the board for Natty.
And in scoring position.
Oh, Jackie Assassin almost forcing the cut there on
There we go.
Natty.
Star pass here to Payne Goodall.
And that is the jam. 4 more points up on the board for Twin City. So Twin City now up by 14 points. So with, less than 5 minutes to go in the game, that could be where maybe the tables have turned. But I will not count Winnipeg out
no.
because this game has been crazy. It's been back and forth the entire game. This is my favorite type of game to call and to watch and to play in too. I mean, it's so exciting and you have to fight for every single point. So
Yeah. I have no idea how this one's going to
No.
end up. I mean, usually at some
Yeah.
point you get a fairly clear indication, like, okay,
For
this is
sure.
going to go this way. It could still go this way,
Yeah,
but it's
I
probably going this way. Not this one.
wouldn't want to bet on this one.
No. There are no Vegas odds good enough for me on this. It's way too close. Too much back and forth.
Yeah, and it looks like Winnipeg feels the same way. They're calling a timeout. Good plan right now with, under 5 minutes to go. They're down by 14 points. I don't think they've been down by 14 points in most of the second half, if at all,
No.
since the first half.
No, we haven't had really anything that wide
Yeah, so
in quite a while.
I think they're probably discussing maybe putting out some power lines. You never know, but
Yeah, change things up a little
yeah,
bit.
they've got to do something because 14 points. While it doesn't seem like a lot, it could be.
So when you're running under 5 minutes and it goes so closely. So that just came down to 3 jams, 8 points, 5 points, and 14 points. That's all it took
Yep.
for Twin City to just tie it up and then take the lead.
Yeah, and we have, I believe it's Skartu. Skartu Bichu jamming for Winnipeg and Hushbeg jamming for Twin City. Hushbeg is through for lead jam and Skartu out right behind her.
I say less than a quarter lap between them.
This is intense.
Winnipeg trying to really drive this pack forward quickly. Nobody wanting to be a point here. Twin City trying to get in front to regain control.
Yeah, and again, though, I don't think what Winnipeg realizes, though, is, like, yeah, they might be preventing some points, but they're also
Making it harder for their jammer to
killing
get
time
around. Yeah.
and making it harder for their jammers. So, Twin City Jammers still put up 3 points, and Winnipeg put up 0 on that one. So maybe not the right move there by
No.
Winnipeg, but
And Twin City's
Time
starting
will
to
tell.
pull away.
A little
I mean,
bit.
Just looking at the trend, 4 jams in a row, they've had lead jammer.
and it's funny saying that 17 points is pulling away because in most games that's
It's not
nothing.
even close.
But in a game that's been this close and back and forth, and again another lead there for Anthropologist for Twin City, and Lexco taking the cap off. Still has 2 blockers to work past there at the front. She does, but Anthropologist already through, picking up points, making it look easy.
Just shifting and gliding her way through. Gets up towards the front, calls it off.
Yeah, and picking up all 4 points. So that, this might be the last 5 minutes might be what kind of sealed the deal for Winnipeg. And yeah, wow. I'm not speechless very often.
No,
But
and this is still so close. And now it's
Yeah.
when you're really looking at the rankings and what they need to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're pretty much in maintenance mode at this point.
Let me tell you what we're at here.
So 280 total points.
Yeah, so right now Twin City's sitting at 53. So yeah,
That's
this
right where
is
they need to be.
right where they need to be to maintain their ranking. But of course, they want to do better. So, Tab had lead, or has lead, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
Tab's got lead and
looks
very
like
close on that.
5 points, yeah.
Very close to a cut on the track, but blocker knocked her out, went down. So
Very good awareness,
clear.
though, noticing that that's what happened. Some jammers don't pay attention to that. Tab is a very smart jammer.
and Tab finally breaking the streak. Prior to this, Twin City had lead jammer 5 jams in a row.
So now we're down to an 11-point game. Twin City at 149, Winnipeg 138. Just under 2 minutes to go. So still, I guess, anybody's game. Wow.
Yeah, with that, it's
Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
We're down to 11 points.
I would hope that both teams are proud of what they're putting out there. I mean, this is definitely an exciting game. So,
It's a very close, very tight, absolutely enthralling to watch.
yeah, I'm glad we got to call this one.
So am I. It's been probably the tightest game I've seen so far, and this is my fourth
Yeah.
one today.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, being Canadian, I love calling, being away in the States and calling games for other Canadian teams. Although I'm not cheering for anyone, let's be clear. But I do like calling for Canadian teams, and I can make jokes about poutine.
See, and that's, a culturally relevant thing. Like, I can't make those jokes. A, I don't know those jokes. And B, the delivery would be terrible.
So I'm not sure. I believe they're just confirming, NSOs are confirming that all the points and everything and penalties. I mean, when a game is this close, you want to make sure that everything
Absolutely.
is adding up properly, right? All right, I think we're just about ready to get back underway. So again, 138 Winnipeg, 149 Twin City, 156 to go in the game. Still very close, still anybody's game. Wow.
And Twin City going to get a power start here.
Yeah, and Hushbag out as the jammer.
Winnipeg going for broke here, trying to keep her contained.
Yeah, nice
Can't quite do it, though.
Nice offense there. That was all blockers that made that look easy for their jammer.
They wave, hi, we're here.
Hello.
How you doing?
Nice. Good job there by Hushbag. It almost looks like the Winnipeg blockers are overcommitting a little bit on those hits and just making it easy for her to just spin around them there.
Yeah, that's one of the things, too. You can't go for the hit too hard.
Yeah.
If you connect, it's great.
It is, yeah.
But
But
when
once
you line
get
it up
into
that
that hitting
hard,
game, yeah, and if you miss, you're either taking yourself off the track or giving up your lane. So, all right, and Tab is out on the track now, but at this point,
Pushback picking up 4 more.
yeah, it might not be enough. I mean, Tab was just about to go in for a scoring pass, but
No additional points scored, so just the 9 for Hushbag.
so I think it's safe to say this might be the last jam of the game here. So, I mean, Winnipeg is going to need lead and to possibly even force a penalty if they want to be able to catch them at this point. I mean, 20 points, not impossible, but
But
definitely
it's-
tough in a super tight game like this.
It's
so.
going to take Winnipeg getting, lead jammer, a couple of power jams, and just really powering it around.
And
Anthropologist pretty much saying no.
Yeah, Scar2 about half a track behind her, catching up pretty quick.
Regulation is out. Anthropologist calling it. That should be
That
it.
is it. She did pick up 2 points on that last pass. Winnipeg with 0. So unofficially, 160 for Twin City and 138 for Winnipeg. So I'm going to run some quick numbers here just to see where that leaves them in terms of their ranking and potential, increasing or whatnot. So. So it looks like that leaves Twin City with 54% of the points, which is just above what they needed. They needed 52.8, so about 53% of the points. So exceeding expectations by just a small margin. And Winnipeg just underperforming by a smidge, I believe. So I'll calculate that in a second here. But congrats to Twin City. I mean, they were behind, they were ahead, they were behind.
Yeah, and really, it was just until those last 5 or 6
Yeah.
jams, we had no idea which way this was going to go.
Yeah, excellent game by both teams. I mean, they worked really, really hard. So, but yeah, that's 54% of the points for Twin City and Winnipeg. Just one moment here. I'm using my calculator. I'm a cheater. So Winnipeg actually exceeding expectations and picking up 46%. So that makes sense. So I've said it before. Sometimes a loss is still a win in terms of your ranking, right? So with Winnipeg, I mean they lost the game, but
this is still going to help them bump up.
absolutely, they needed 40% of the points to maintain their current rank. They got 46% of the points. So really, it does still help them in the long run. So yeah, wow. That was a really fun game. I hope everyone at home enjoyed it as much as we did here. And up next, I believe we have the Glenmore Reservoir Dogs on this track. I'm not sure who they're up against. The Winnipeg girls are really sweet. They're coming up and high-fiving everyone.
Always nice to be appreciated as an announcer.
Absolutely. All right, well, I think that's it for this game. So again, Twin City 160, Winnipeg 138. This is track 1, I believe game 5.
Yes, this was 5, so game 6 is coming up.
Yeah.
Some MRDA action coming up again here for you shortly.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, I am Mama Sita.
I am Rock the Mic.
And we are signing out.